Hi, it's Achilata here, speaking to you today from my training centre here in North Manchester, just to share with you some very simple, basic communication tips that will help you improve the communication between yourself, the dental practice, and the team members and your patients during this COVID virus lockdown. So the most important thing for me is that you keep the communication open between yourself and your patients. And I would urge you to keep this going on a weekly basis. One of the best ways of doing this is to send out an email newsletter. And in the email newsletter, you can just maybe update the patient on what's currently going on with regards to your practice. You can maybe share how you're helping your patients. If you can give maybe an example. One of my clients wrote a newsletter and gave the example how he took around some antibiotics to patients in their mid-80s and shared that in the newsletter. And in the newsletter actually said, look, if any of you have got those problems or issues, then come back to me and let us know. And we will do the same for you, not only for you, but also your friends and relatives, even if they're not patients of ours. And that was just an amazing thing to do. And just by sending that newsletter out, he got 110 responses in 24 hours. And some of those, believe it or not, were from people who were new patients who made contact with him to hopefully become patients of that practice. If you are going to send out newsletters, I would also put some really personal stuff in there as well, so that the patients can really get to know you on a personal level, your team, and you're going to connect with them on that relationship basis. I think this is really, really crucial during this period, that you keep that open and communication open. An email newsletter only takes an hour and a half to write up. And the best thing about doing an email newsletter at this moment is that your patients will probably read it because they've got the time to do that. So I think that's really important, particularly if you've got plan members. Always remember that those people are paying you on a monthly basis. They are your asset to your practice. So keep that communication open, and a newsletter, Facebook and other social medias are a great way of doing that. I think the second thing you should be doing is ringing up some of your patients at home, particularly the ones that are having treatment at the moment. Maybe they're halfway through, or maybe they're having some cosmetic treatment and they're worried, and maybe they're a little bit stressed out at home. A phone call from you to them, just to keep them, just letting them know that you're thinking about them, and if they need any help or advice, will go a really, really long way. So I think that's another thing you could do. Maybe as well, you've got patients who are a bit elderly, and maybe you're just ringing them up saying, look, this is the dental practice, just checking to see if you need anything, if you need any food dropping off, we're here for you. So I think that's another great thing you could possibly do. I think the other important thing is to answer the telephone between normal opening hours. Make sure the telephones are being answered. You'll never know. Some of those phone calls obviously will be from existing patients, but you'll never know that some of those actually could be new opportunities as well. So answer the telephone during office hours. And if you are going to leave a message, make sure that people can actually leave a message on your answer machine. I've actually rang up 3 dental practices this week, and all it's left is a message to ring up 111 and give you a number for they've got emergencies, but you cannot leave a message on that machine. So check your answer machine message as well. The other thing I just had a quick look at is a few websites this week. I've had the time to do that. And some of them have got big close signs right over the front page of the website, and leaving telephone numbers to ring. There's another practice that I looked at who had that in a small banner in the corner and had a big sign up to say that we are open, please call if you've got any problems, and to say that they were doing video consultations if they were interested in certain treatments. Guess what's been happening? They've been getting telephone calls, and they've been doing orthodontic consults all week. So again, have a look at your website. Does it say that we're closed, or does it give the opportunity to make in touch with you? I just touched on video consults, but I think that's just an amazing thing to do now. You've got, if patients are contacting you and inquiring about your services, why don't you just send an email back saying, thanks very much, really interested. Why don't we set up a video consult? We can do this by Zoom. We can learn about what you're looking for, what your challenges are, what the issues are, and we can then show you how we can help you, and we can answer any questions that you may have. If you did that, I reckon that there'll be many patients out there that want that to do that. And I know of some dentists who are not only doing this, but actually signing up patients and booking them in with a view to say, look, we might need to change this date in the future, but at least, but if we do so, we'll come back to you and let you know. So video consults now, why not a great opportunity to do this and to build great relationships with new patients. So I hope these tips are being useful. It really is, for me, the most important thing to do is to keep in touch with your existing patients, and like I said, newsletters and things on social media and the phone calls are a really great way of doing that. Somebody said something to me this week, and I really believe in that. It's what you do now during this period is how you'll be remembered. And if you can add real value, particularly to your existing patients during this period, they'll be sticking with you for many years to come. Hope this has been useful, and let me know how you're getting on with them. Thank you.